Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, remember in the last video, if you saw the last video, I mentioned doing something with the meadow, and it's really overdue. It's the top priority for right now. If I don't get this taken care of, it's already starting to overtake, turning back into the woods, and we really don't want that. We want to keep this area open. So let's go up here and take a look. Okay, you can see where the trees are starting to take back over. See how they're extending down there. A lot of that's from the roots, I think. It's gotten tall enough that I'm going to have to use my weed eater and my it's like a brush hog attachment, I guess you could say. So I'll have to use that and get it down and decide if I'm going to come back through with the lawnmower, my mower deck off my tractor. Decide if I'm going to do something with that. And you can see up here, a lot of this is died out. I need to get rid of that. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that right now. What that is from is the power company. They do come through and ask you if they can do it, and it's necessary. Even though we don't like to kill off the woods, it's necessary because if you can see up here, the power lines coming through, they go all the way down to the next pole. Not sure you can see it way down there or not. It is way down there. That's where our transformer is at. So they need to come through. They come through, I'm not sure if it's every year or every other year, and they'll ask you. And what I need to do now is I need to take advantage of this, get in here with my chainsaw. Might be able to use my electric one, and just cut all these small things down. Those are even too big for my brush hog attachment for my weed eater, but it should be able to take care of all this right here. So I'm going to get started. I'll start off with my weed eater attachment, and if you're familiar with the channel, you've seen this before. Last time I used it was up there in the meadow, but it pretty handy. You just loosen up that handle right there, and this slides out, and this one slides in. But we're going to start off with the weed eater. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now for a little bit and change out to the brush hog attachment. You can see a minute ago I tried to cut a few of the stems down, and it's so, number one, it's so flexible, and it's bigger, and it just ends up eating your string up. I do want to say this orange, they're different colors for different strengths of string, and I've been using the orange string, and man, I switched over to it this year, and Plus I got the double string outlet. So whatever weed eater you buy, no matter what string you use, I do recommend getting a double, which most of them are anymore, I guess, I don't know, double string on it. It just tears through the stuff a whole lot easier. Easy as that. Well, okay, I missed a few of them. I'll just use my hand trimmer for that. Gotta give my arms and back a break. But now I have to clear out all that I just cut down and then be able to go back and weed it. I don't believe I can get the mower in this area. It's just too messed up. So I'll just have to weed eat the whole thing. I may try all of this over here, small stuff. So I may try to bring the John Deere over here. I don't know, because it's just a regular mower. It's not a brush hog. I don't want to damage my mower deck. So I don't know. I'll have to decide. Unfortunately, I may have to do it all by hand. Just depends on what I'm willing to do. How much I'm willing to. This is a case where I wish I had the brush hog attachment, but I don't. So maybe in the future. This is definitely one of the areas I could use it in. But we're only cutting it like twice a year. This year we haven't, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned a minute ago, we haven't cut it at all this year. So this is what happens. I usually cut it in the spring, let it grow, and let the deer get in it on whenever the wildflowers are on. This whole thing is really, we like the way it looks, and then some of the wildlife, bees and stuff, get on the flowers and whatnot. I don't mind the bees until they're right there at my house. Then I don't want them around. I like to keep them out here. So now I'm gonna get some water, and then I'm gonna get my gloves and start piling some of this down here, and then I will load it up with the tractor sometime this weekend. I forgot to mention this is Friday, so I get today and tomorrow, and if I'm able, part of Sunday, to get some stuff done. I'm definitely going to concentrate on this meadow until I really get tired of it or get it done, and then I'm going to work on the steps possibly that I mentioned in the last video. Or no, not in the last video. I can't remember now. Yeah, last video. That I'm still working on at this time, but you'll see it. It'll be out before this video comes out. All right, I'm gonna quit talking now. All right, guys and gals, the Lawn Boy True Start Commitment. It says no oil change required. I don't know about that part. I haven't changed the oil yet, and it has not leaked any or lost any oil. Anywho, 6.5 horse motor, 49cc. Telling you, this thing is going through this brush. The only thing that's holding it back is we've got a lot of ruts, especially down here where I started at, a lot of ruts. That's why I usually weed eat that part. Up here it's been doing good. What I've been doing is I haven't been doing a full, it's 22-inch mower. I think it's 22-inch. It's either 20 or 22. And see, no, 21-inch. It's got a 21-inch on it. So I've been just taking half of it. I haven't been doing a full width on it when I cut. And I'll go down and then I turn around and come back. Just taking it slow. This thing has got the automatic drive on it. You just hit this lever right here. I do have to push a little bit because of the ruts, but once it gets clear, it'll almost pull you up the hill. I mean, it's really good. I probably due to charge the battery. I haven't charged it since early summer. Well, maybe midsummer. the electric start quit, which we've got the pull handle also. But that electric start sure is nice, man, when you're getting tired. The older you get. So I'm still going to weed eat this down here. I'm kind of doing it in sections. I actually got some here I'm going to go back over with my weed eater first, because I'm starting to run into some branches. You can see down here there are some branches laying down in there, which I don't really want to hit that with my mower, even though they're probably rotten by now. So I'm going to go over a little bit with my weed eater, but this thing is doing good. I'm even contemplating bringing the John Deere up here, because I just got to watch what is down in here. I don't want to run over anything or get in a big hole or anything like that. If I remember right, this through here is pretty decent as far as the terrain goes. I will say something that may keep me from cutting this down right now. You can see how all this is standing up. Look right through here. Can you see how that's laying down? What that is where deer's been laying down at. So I may keep that for them for now until I really have to get in here and get it cut down before winter. So I may go ahead and stop right here and just take it on up the hill. I think there's some more branches up that way. But also, speaking of the deer down there, back in the spring, I cut that down. Now it's as tall or even taller than it was. But the reason I quit on that is the same thing. The deer, when they come down, they either come down here or around the other side of this pine tree, and they come in here grazing, and then they'll go on down to the woods or through there. They also we see them up there in our yard all the time. They're passing through. There's another old logging trail going up that way that I still want to get cleared off, that they are using. These bigger deer, some of them have been here longer than us, I'd say. But anywho, I see a little bit more. I don't know, if I bring a John Deere up here, it'll cut through something like that. I just want to get up in here. I'm not seeing anything other than what I've cut down, and I missed a few. But I may put my weed eater string back on and just see about cutting some of this down, or not. Use a lawnmower. So, all right, just stay tuned and you'll see what I ended up using here in a minute. Now, I just almost ran over this right here. And that's what I'm trying to keep from running over with my lawnmower. Either one. Either this one or the John Deere. So, that's why I'm leery. I need to get back in here. Need to get back in here with my weed eater. So I think I'll stop right there for the moment. Take a break from that. I'm gonna go ahead and finish weed eating right here. Put my string back on. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish that. And then maybe take a little break. And then I'm gonna start hauling a few block for my steps I'm gonna redo. All right, guys. Almost had a catastrophe here. It's trying to hide from me. All right, old fella. Come here. Come here. Let's put you over here. Come here. Whoops. I'm sorry. There you go. Stay over there. Sorry about the camera, guys. Little baby one. Hopefully, I didn't hurt the rest of them. It's an awful little one, though. Hopefully you stay over there. I'll keep an eye out now. had a bunch more block, well we still do. Robin commandeered them to get all of her concrete gooses done. Make tables out of them, I guess. But I tell you, these blocks will come in handy. She got them a few years ago. We were originally going to make our shelter up there nothing but block, but we decided against that, and we've been finding uses for these blocks. I mean, if you can come up on deals like that when you're a person that a handy person, I guess you could say, a person that does stuff all the time, you can always find reasons to have block and wood, stuff like that. All right. All right, I'm gonna have to get my shovel a little out of place here so these will sit flat. Got my other two up there though, and I kind of want to do something to the top one there, but it's just it's the way the ground is taking it. It's pretty solid though. I just need to work with the bottom one, and we will be doing that tomorrow. All right, it's the next day, and it's about 20 till 4. Yeah, I had planned on starting the porch, or my steps to the porch, finishing those up, but I got diverted. I needed to help Robin out, get some painting done on some of her concrete geese. She's doing it's a pretty big festival around these parts. Been going on for years, and she's there working hard. About 30 minutes from here, 40 minutes from here, something like that. So I spent several hours painting. Yeah, and the paint is not coming off easy. So I was getting ready to get the paint off, and then I saw the weather forecast where the temperature is going to start dropping tomorrow. They say it's supposed to be in the 40s for a high tomorrow, from what I'm hearing. I haven't checked my weather app yet. I love my weather app, man. It's usually more accurate, as accurate or more accurate than the people on TV for here in my area. So anywho, I've always had my water line down there that needed to be finished covering up. You'll see here in a minute. And I kept putting it off, putting it off. Didn't have any rain. And, well, long story short, I'm getting ready to go down here and finish it. Shouldn't take long. I'll get that done. That way when the temperature, I'm not down there in the water when it's 30 degrees out for a high. So let's go on down here and we'll finish it up. Get out here and take a look. At one time, Robin had an entrance down here. My neighbors built him a rock wall up there in case there's flooding. So I'm going to use this old entrance. Yeah, I just got a few branches to get out of the way. I may go ahead and I brought the weed eater down with me too. Go ahead and weed eat some, that way we can take this path back. All right. I've had so much weed eating from yesterday. I ended up talking myself out of it. So just gonna go through the weeds here. Hopefully my camera does all right. Should be a spot down here where we can get in pretty comfortable with the creek. Yeah, kind of is. If I can get the briars from getting me. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera off for a minute. Be back in a second. Alright. Wow. Not much water now. We're supposed to get, from what I'm hearing, rainstorms tonight. So, alright. Here's where we're at. So let me see what I can do here real quick. Okay, I got rid of the exposed, and I didn't bring anything to cut the pipe with. I forgot. So, but I was able to get it over top of the old pipe. If the old pipe is fine, but it lacked like another foot. But it's fine. This is really, it's really just to protect it from damage whenever the flood waters. So this thing will fill up when we get a lot of rain or snow melting, and tree limbs, rocks, any kind of debris that falls down into these runoff creeks will come down this way through the pipe. And see this sleeve here, our water line is sleeved with this real rigid PVC conduit, and that was here when we got here. So over time we've had to do this, and this is pretty stout. So, and debris usually doesn't, it usually comes by this way, it doesn't come all the way over here. I don't really think it matters with the frost, because once the temperature gets down low enough, we drip our faucets, and we've lived here since we moved in January of 2021, and that's when I figured out I had this water line coming through the creek like this. But it never has really been a problem. We haven't had anything freeze yet. So you still want to be cautious and be prepared. This may help a little bit with the frost or water freeze, I don't know. But it definitely helps shield it some. And I guess you could say it insulates it to a point. But the dripping of the faucets is what I think really helps. And I'm willing to pay a little bit more on my water bill just to keep my water from freezing, for sure. If you've ever had water line freeze, it's not fun. Alright, so I'd like to put a couple more tie wraps on it. If I find any, I'll run down here, but for now, I'm going to call this project done. But I'm always keeping an eye on it. Every day I come home, I come through here over the bridge, I always stop and look down here just to make sure everything's all right. And if you haven't watched any of the videos from this summer, you need to, where I went through all the mess I've done here. But I just got through checking it, and everything's still secure. We haven't had a whole lot of rain, but we have had a few rains where the water is about up to where the camera's at right now. So, and some people are saying we're going to get that tonight. I haven't really seen any indication of it, but good to be prepared. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the steps. Hopefully get it done before the weekend is over. Not looking good, because Sundays I haven't had much luck getting much done. So we'll just take it day by day and see what happens. All right, you can't see it, but I've close to a foot, and I've hit solid rock. So instead of taking out a big chunk of this hole, I'm going to see if we have any concrete down there in the building, and I'll just put some in there, pat it in there instead of the dirt, and that will eventually harden up and call it done. Well, that hole didn't come out in the right place. He did something. Need to be right there. Yeah. Chopped it up a little bit. Now let's see what it looks like. Still ain't right. What the heck's going on here, man? Every time I chop it further over, it's worse. Jeez. Huh. Put it on backwards. How about that? Doesn't surprise me. Hopefully that's going to harden up. If not, if it doesn't harden up, I'll have to just take that back out and reinforce it with a couple pieces of rebar and then pour some more concrete in it. But over time, it should set up. I'm hoping anyway. Because I could not get it any deeper. All right, you can run me a little sandpaper over that. I will eventually cut that off, or not. Maybe good to have that there, or maybe come out just a little bit further. But I don't do any of that until this is set. I may tamp it down some more, see if that'll help. But there's not a whole lot more I can do with it right now. You would know that right where I need to dig my hole is where it's going to be. I mean, it's a big old rock too, because where I had to extend my hole over, I never did get out of the way of that rock. I was hoping I would. So it doesn't look like much now, but it will. Important thing is getting a railing up there so my wife will feel okay about going up and down. And I think that's going to work good after it's set. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but this is Monday afternoon. I took an extra day off of work, but I wanted to get this done anyway. I had some other stuff that, I mean, it's 3:15 right now. That'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like my idea of the push mower brush hog. And I got some things done now. Ended up helping Robin. She'll be home here in a little while. That festival is still going on, but today's the last day, and she did real good, real good. So I'm going to finish tamping this down. I'm going to leave this the length it is right now. I don't want to mess with it until that is getting set in the ground. So I'll cut that off, I don't know if I'll do anything with that or not. I really didn't want to use the 2x8, and I could go back and put a 2x4 on there. So we'll just see what happens. I know it's kind of big and bulky the way it is, but hey man, we just use what we can around here. We're not going for looking like a mansion, as you can tell. So, all right, thank you, and hope you're coming back to see us again next time. Have a great week, or a great day, whichever weekend, whenever it is you're seeing this. So God bless. We'll see you later.